Good evening and welcome to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over the world. So I've just seen a very dire, real dire game. Man United versus Arsenal, and it ended up 1-1. And I just can't but wonder, was it an opportunity lost playing against not the best Man United of teams there over the last maybe 5 or 10 years? And they've not been in the best form. The manager's in a bit of a disarray. But does it not mirror how Arsenal are as well? That we're a little bit of, in the disarray. The manager is not, doesn't appear to be choosing the best 11. And I'm just thinking, did we lose it before we even kicked the ball with the starting 11? There were some players that were omitted from the first team, or actually the squad traveling to Manchester today. There was no Tierney, there was no Özil, Willock wasn't starting. And we just appeared, as if we lost our way, really, didn't we? It's so very frustrating. And the officiating, Kevin Friend, was he the referee? So biased. I mean, to me, it was clear that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer told his players to, again, just, go for it and kick us all over the pitch. And yeah, it worked. But however, the biasness with the refereeing was really unbelievable. So yeah, it ended up 1-1, and I'm disappointed with the performance. With this, protect, go defensive first, and anything else appears to be like an advantage. Very, very disappointing. I think for me the best player on the night, or maybe the best players, again, Bamiyang came to the rescue. Saka stepped up to the plate, absolutely fantastic, really, really good, and it kind of showed me that how well that he was playing, because there were like two, sometimes three Man United players on his tail every time he got hold of the ball. But it was so disappointing, really, really disappointing. And another player for me that was really, really disappointing was, I've got to say, um, was Pepe. Pepe literally for me was really disappointed. Every time he got the ball, he's misplacing the pass. The time for him to protect Chambers, he wasn't tracking back. I mean, the midfielders were having a field day with Nicolas Pepe. Actually just walked him through. He didn't provide any protection there for us. Chambers, I thought, had a really good game. Again, why didn't we start with Willock? Willock should have started. Willock should have started. Unai Emery. Why did we not start with Willock? So very frustrating. And I've got to say that the goal that they scored, I do not blame Granit Xhaka at all, because if you look at the replay, Socrates has gone down to try and block the ball, and it's deflected off him, I think maybe off his thigh, and it didn't go over Granit Xhaka's head. It went on the side of his head. So this stuff I've just seen on Twitter that literally, again, is being lambasted. I don't blame Granit Xhaka one iota, because again, if you look at the replay, it says there was a deflection of Socrates, and then it went past, not over Granit Xhaka's head. It went by the side of his head. So again, I know he's going to be lambasted again from the fan base, but we made it so easy for Man United. I mean, look at the conditions. It was wet. So what should you be thinking? Just have a shot. Have a shot. Because you never know. The goalkeeper might spill it. You might get a deflection. And that's how they got their goal. There was a slight deflection, wasn't there? But whenever they came out with the ball, we just gave them acres and acres of space. But when we try to play out the ball from the back, they close us down very, very quickly. For me, it was an opportunity lost. But again, we're traveling to Manchester United. Again, with the mentality of defending first. And I've got to say, it's down to Unai Emery. It has to be down to Unai Emery. Where was Martinelli? Where was Willock? Should have been in the starting 11 for me. But again, Pepe, if you look at Pepe and Saka, you would not think that Pepe is the 72 million pound player that we brought on installments there. Saka is a heads and shoulders above him, man. He just stepped up to the plate. But so again, talking about, that name in the history there, the last time Arsenal beat Manchester United at Old Trafford was when Emmanuel Adebayor scored the winning goal. So again, it's going to be another season. So frustrating. We were missing the link. Where was the creativity in the midfield? No Ozil. Ceballos was on the bench. We needed the link in the midfield. That was what we were missing there. The midfield link, the creativity in the midfield. And Emery has to think of a plan B, because we don't have the players to play the ball up from the back. And when we do hoof the ball up, there's no Arsenal player literally going up for the headers. So, of course, the ball is going to come back, just applying more pressure on us. So Unai Emery had to go back to the drawing board, man, because things are not working. They're not working. And I think the sooner that Alexander Lacazette comes back, the better. Because, yeah, it's just, we looked unbalanced. We looked all over the place. We looked scared in the first half. It was only in the second half when we kind of took the fight to them. Again, Pepe, in my personal point of view, I thought he was very, very wasteful. But anyway, let me quickly go into the chat and just see what people have been saying. Sonia Joseph says, again, disappointed with team selection. Yeah, we lost it before we even, kicked the ball. Emery wanted Xhaka to play every game, so he made him captain. Guendouzi for me was man. Whoops, this comes from Richard. It says, Guendouzi for me was man of the match, and Willock and Ceballos should have both started. And I didn't get Unai Emery's team selection. He was too defensive, and there was no creativity. Yeah, that's what I just said. Then you go on to say, for me, it's 2 points drop. Yep, it's absolutely 2 points dropped, because, again, they were there for the taking. So unless we go out there for every away game, if we go in there thinking defensive minded first, we're going to lose a lot of games. It's down to mentality again. It's down to mentality. Leno or Saka was my man of the match. Yeah, Leno actually, he pulled off, a couple of miraculous saves there. So I guess you're probably right, Sanjay. Yeah, Leno or Saka. Yeah, hell, give it to both of them. Give it to both of them. And of course, there's may I accept your argument that Xhaka didn't duck, but did he play well enough to be in the team ahead of Willock? No way. I absolutely agree with you, Arnav. What can I say? What can I say? It's down to the coach. It's down to the coach. Martinelli. Where was Martinelli? Martinelli should have been in that starting 11, or at least should have been one of the sub. Because if we're looking for goals and we're taking off Saka, where are the goals going to come from? Because Aubameyang literally was feeding on scraps. There were so many scraps there for him to feed. And, lo and behold, he got the goal. And again, the refereeing and the linesmanship was absolutely terrible. Thank God for VAR, even though I'm not a fan of VAR. But what was the linesman thinking? What was the linesman thinking? Really, not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. So yeah, Richard is right. It is 2 points dropped. When we had opportunity to go into fourth place, we fluffed our lines again. But again, Unai Emery has to take this for the team. Uh, okay, and then Richard says, oops, you say that Martinelli was on the bench, and then why didn't Emery put him on? It must be frustrating for the players. They're thinking, you know what, I've played so well and I don't get selected. But then in one sense, it's good because you don't want players thinking that they're going to be an absolute dead-on start. Week in, week out, it has to be on form. And so we've got players who are fighting for positions. And it's like Emery has, if you guys ever played dominoes, he's got the best hand in dominoes there, but he doesn't know how to play that, his hand of dominoes. It's so very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. And yeah, Holding. What happened to Holding? Where was Rob Holding? What made me laugh is like when the defenders are together and the ball is like, ping-ponging there, we panic, don't we? We panic. There's no one calm head in the back three or the back four, or whatever you want to call it, to calm the lads down and say, listen, guys, just clear the ball out. There's not one calm head in there apart from Rob Holding. And I'm saying to you guys now that having Tierney and Bellerin and Holding back is not going to solve the problems. It's down to mentality, how we're set up, and the players that we pick. Yeah. Torreira again playing out of position. Oh yeah, it was just so frustrating. I think it was the second half I saw Torreira, again bombing forward. I think he had a chance, didn't he, where he should have smacked the ball and he kind of hit the ground first. But again, what was he doing there? He's got to be disciplined. Stay in front of the defense. Give them the protection that they need. But we can't just rely on one player. We can't rely on just one player. And that's what's killing us. You know what? Torreira, he's out of form. He's out of form. He's just getting, bullied off the ball. And that's not the Torreira that we know, really. And yeah, he was literally playing like a. Yeah, he was. He was. You're not a centre forward, Torreira. You're a defensive midfielder. A defensive midfielder. And then was it any wonder that he was getting frustrated because you're playing in a position where you shouldn't be there. And I guess maybe he's just, just going by the instructions. Is he being told to play so far forward? Or is he just taking it upon himself to do that? Guys, what are your thoughts about Nicolas Pepe? Am I going in too hard on him? Is Unai Emery literally not utilising him properly? What are your thoughts before I wrap up this video? I mean, I was gonna do like one tomorrow, but I thought, just get it out of the way. We all admire Saka, but I think he doesn't have the physical power to fight out crunch games. Notice the chances he missed, hurried. Yeah, but he Arnav, again, you look at Pepe, 72 million compared to Saka, who was more of a threat than Pepe. For me, Pepe is not doing enough. For me, he should have been substituted. He's not doing enough. Saka did a lot more to warrant, being in the first 11 than Nicolas Pepe. Okay. Well, any more thoughts? Yeah, guys, quickly before I wrap up this this video, what are your thoughts on Nicolas Pepe? Do you think I'm going in too hard on him, or do you think it was just the fact that Unai Emery is not utilizing Pepe enough? And I just saw there was one part where he had to play an easy ball to Saka to release some pressure. We were in transition, and the pass was so poor that again the Manchester United player just got the ball very easily, and again invited pressure back onto the team there. Not good enough. Not good enough. And if he didn't miss any chances, he is just 18 years old. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember Saka missing any chance. Did he have any real chances? For me, I think he played well. It's just again the Man United players were roughing him up, and the referee wasn't giving him no protection at all. There was no protection coming from the referee there. But yeah, and two clear chances he didn't miss. Watch the game again. Right, I'll have to watch the game again. But again, Aaron, he was more of a threat than Nicolas Pepe. And if you got two wingers, why don't they just swap? If you're not getting any joy from where you are, swap positions, swap over, see if you can get more, more chances coming on the other side. They just didn't do that, did they? They just stayed in situ. We made it so easy for Man U, so easy. Right, disappointing. Anyway, whoever's watching Karen Foy TV at this late hour, you've not seen us before, or you may be going to watch it on playback, maybe later on tonight or tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe and also hit the notification button if you want to receive the latest and greatest news right here on Canon Foyer TV. We've also got the Voice of Reason coming on Wednesday with my brother Raz. And on Friday, we've got the Asia Talk when I have a panel of guests talking about the action and the week involving Arsenal. And of course, we've got the Standard Liège game on Thursday. Yeah. Okay, just the last few. Let's have a look. All right, Sanchez, he was on target at least. Didn't sky like Pepe, and that's what I think that was in the first half, wasn't it, Sanjay? When you thought, just compose yourself, at least hit the target, and he didn't. He skied the ball right over. Sure, Pepe isn't doing enough, but I guess he has been told to go in from the wings. But yeah, even his hold-up play is terrible. His tracking back, his defensive duties is terrible. Aaron, he didn't give Chambers any protection at all. I mean, I can't remember the Man United player, but he was like, he wasn't running rings around Pepe. He walked. He did a circle, and Pepe just let him go through. He's got to give us, if he's not scoring goals, if he's not giving us assists, he has to give us something else. £72 million. It's not enough. It's not enough. And yeah, Saka grabbed the assist for Aubameyang. Yeah, he did. He did. Saka did a lot more. Did a lot more. And that's going to be the last one. I saw Unai Emery signaling Chambers to run the wing and Pepe to run inwards. Yeah, that's fair enough. But I think it's not only now. If you look at all the other games that Pepe has played in, he's not given us what we're craving, and that's assists and scoring goals and at least hitting the target. I've said, I think maybe 2-3 weeks ago, that all the drag backs, the nutmegs, they look really, really nice, but do the damage up their end, score a goal, give an assist, defend. Anyway, okay, and then yeah, Hampton is just really saying that really Pepe isn't doing enough he didn't do enough. Period. It was so obvious for me, not doing enough, and then so we want to choose and pick players who are on form, who are doing the business, and then for me personally, Pepe doesn't deserve to be in the starting 11. I know we need to give him time, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay, and I think they're going to call this the last one. He's coming out of the Arsenal going to upgrade Saka from yeah. Well, no, yeah, he is he's been given the number 7, hasn't he? That's great news for yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I did say the last one, but this is going to be the last one. Pepe is trying too hard to impress. He has to calm and trust in his game. I think you're right. He is trying too hard. Trying too hard. Just calm it down. Do you think he deserves to get dropped? Because for me, yeah, my money's on Saka at the moment. He's doing a great job, a really really good job there. Anyway, I think Dennis Williams. I think I've not seen you on Canal 4 TV. I'm wondering if you've subscribed to Canal 4 TV before. If you haven't, make sure you do, as with everybody else. And yeah, so I think Arsenal are showing their true colours. They're not at it. They're really not at it. And I think the sooner the team, as well as the coach, gets their act together, the better. Again, I don't think the answer is Bellerin, Holding, and Tierney. Sure, they might provide us with the goals, but defensively, we're all over the place. The midfield is all over the place. Anyhow, anyhow, anyhow. One more, and then we're done. Pepe is new to the Premiership. We've seen great players disappoint. Pepe is not over. Yeah, but again, we've got another player who's way down with that big wage tag, and £72 million. Yeah, I think he's just definitely trying. He's just trying too hard. Just again. I mean, me personally, I'll go guns blazing. I will drop him. But that's just me. Anyhow, people, if you've been wondering who or what you've been watching, you have been watching Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over the world. And disappointing 1-1 draw.